Welcome back to JB Sports. I'm your host, Jonathan Burton, and today it's a little different. I'm starting a new thing called Wrestling Wednesdays. Of course, with the name, it's just going to be wrestling on Wednesdays unless something crazy happens differently. But today, of course, only wrestling. I want to start this because I love wrestling. As you can see with the two plaques, with all the stuff I got, and I want to keep like the normal sports stuff on Friday for the normal community who comes back, and then I want to start the new thing for the wrestling ones because I love talking about wrestling. I like the booking. I love fantasy booking. I like results. I love everything about pro wrestling. So this one's more fun for me than I guess some other people. But maybe we can have some guests on this one. Maybe John will come on. We'll see. But today, what we're going to talk about is Clash of the Castle results. Maybe a little bit about Raw. Joe Hendry on NXT and the Wyatt Six. So Clash of the Castle was on Saturday, this Saturday, and first match of the night, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, I Quit WWE title match. This match was a banger to me, honestly. I think everything about it was pretty good. The pacing was good. The theatrics, Cody Rhodes' mom being there, very good. With the one thing was bad was the graphic at the start was messed up. I think it was the women's tag team titles, and it just said title name, whatever it was, so that was messed up. But other than that, pretty good. Entrances were good. I don't really like AJ Styles' new entrance theme. I don't think it really fits him. I like the old one, the Phenomenal one, but sometimes people just want to change. But with this match, I love the match too. There was the handcuffs were a good addition, even though they were kind of long. The brainbuster onto the table was crazy. Then you had AJ Styles going for the Phenomenal Forearm with the chain. I believe it was a chain wrapped around his forearm to go for it, and then Cody threw the chair into his face, and AJ fell onto the table. That was an amazing spot to me. Overall, it was an amazing match. I think the ending wasn't too bad with the stairs. Like Cody was holding the stairs about to smash on AJ's head, and he said, "I quit." And then after that, I really liked when Cody did throw the stairs at him, at AJ Styles, because it kind of adds that edge that I think everybody's wanted from Cody. Just a little bit of, not like all just, I guess, people champ. He can be bad, like he can fight when he wants to. I think that was very important for Cody to get that little edge to him, which actually busted AJ Styles open. So, next match, you had the Triple Threat Women's Tag Team match with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill coming in as the champs versus Alba Fire and Dawn and I forgot her first name, and then Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. The match wasn't too bad. There was a lot of slip-ups. Jade Cargill did not do that good, but while it was sloppy, there was some good parts. Fire and Dawn came out with the win. I like those two as champs. I like how they won it. I like how at the end, Belair tried to save it, and the other one held her down. So that was a good touch. But yeah, overall, this match, it was good. It wasn't great, but I like who came out as champs, and I think it was important for them to win it, and Jade Cargill and Bianca not to win it back, because they need to start that little. They might not start it now, but a feud between those two would be really cool. But also with the Cody match, I forgot about this. After, when Cody was celebrating, the Bloodline came out, the new Bloodline, not as good Bloodline, came out. They started attacking Cody, and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came out, who have been having troubles with the Bloodline for a long time now, so it was nice to see that. But at the end, there's a picture of Randy Orton looking at the title. I don't know if that was intended, but I'm thinking maybe soon the next challenger for Cody after Solo or whatever I think they're going for will be Randy Orton, because that would be an amazing match, in my opinion, between those two. Next match, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn came in as champion. I like this match a lot. There's some very good spots. Unfortunately, Chad Gable did not win. I've been wanting Chad to win this title for a while. I love Chad Gable. I think he's a great in-ring worker. He's gotten the charisma down. He just basically got on-screen kill, and we'll get to that. But I think that he should win soon. I mean, I like Sami Zayn. Well, Chad Gable probably won't win the title soon. He's going for Money in the Bank. But I like Sami Zayn. It was really cool, the match between him and Gunther. I was in person to watch that, thankfully. But he puts on good matches, but something with me liking just hasn't been clicking so much. I just really like Chad Gable. But also, Otis kind of left Gable, him and Maxine, because Chad got launched into Maxine's ankle where it's hurt. I don't know if it actually is, but kayfabe at least it's hurt, and that caused Otis to get mad and get in Gable's face, which then he pushed Gable out, so Sami Zayn couldn't hit Gable with a suicide dive. But this Otis versus Chad Gable feud is going to happen probably pretty soon if Chad Gable's alive. Bayley versus Piper Niven women's world title match. It was alright. I mean, the theatrics were mostly just about Chelsea Green getting kicked out of the match early and then coming back in a luchador mask saying she wasn't her, but the outfit was the same. It was pretty funny. The match was okay. Piper Niven kind of did better than I thought she would. But it was alright. There's not too much to say about it. There's some good spots, there's some okay spots, but it wasn't bad. Then the main event of the night, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the World Championship match. World Championship. Damian Priest came in as champion, Drew McIntyre as challenger in his home. Last year, Drew McIntyre got screwed at Clash at the Castle. For the championship against Roman Reigns. He got screwed by Solo, who I think was debuting in the main roster at that point. So you're thinking maybe this year it'll be different. Maybe Drew McIntyre can finally win in his hometown. But you're going through the match. Really good match. There was that one spot where Damian Priest got his ankle wrapped up in the ropes. Was really gnarly. Did not look like he'd be able to walk after that. He's doing alright, so I'm really happy that he's not injured. But that was really gnarly. There were some good spots throughout. Pretty good moves. They did really good. And then the decibel meter, I think that was really cool. They got up to 100 decibels, it says. But this match was very physical. Yeah, I don't know. Then you go to the finish. Classic ref spot. Ref gets knocked out or gets knocked out of the ring. Can't be in the match. Drew McIntyre goes for the Claymore. Miss. Damian Priest goes for the Southern Heaven chokeslam. That miss. And then Drew McIntyre finally gets that Claymore to end the match. Ref's gone. They count to 9. Then you see a ref sprinting down to save the day. He gets in. 1, 2. Stops the count. Damian Priest did not kick out. Ends up being CM Punk. CM Punk, who has been injured, was injured because of Drew McIntyre on an accidental move in the Royal Rumble. Screwed Drew McIntyre out of another title, which, if you saw at WrestleMania, he's the reason that Drew got cashed in on, because he slid Drew McIntyre's feet from under him. Damian Priest came in and won the title. He got the 5-minute champ, Drew McIntyre. He would have won if CM Punk would have counted normally today. He would have got the 3 count. Didn't. And he also had that one Monday Night Raw where he held him from going for the Claymore, so I guess that's 3 times he screwed him. But ended up not being Drew McIntyre's night. Drew McIntyre goes to beat CM Punk up, has him by the collar. CM Punk kicks him straight in the nuts, knocks him down. He leaves. The ref gets back up. Damian Priest, apparently, he didn't know that CM Punk was there until later, which, WB. But gets his finisher on him, counts 1, 2, 3, and that was it. I think it was a pretty good pay-per-view. I wish Chad Gable won, but we can't always get what we want. But most of the matches were solid. Best match of the night, I think, in my opinion, was just Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. I really loved the match. I love the theatrics. I love Cody Rhodes' mom getting into it, which I hope doesn't get repetitive because that would get a little annoying. But it's not a bad thing because it gets Cody in his little groove. But I don't think it should happen every single night. Next up, I'm going to go to... Actually, no. We'll hold Raw. No, we'll go to Raw. We'll save the last one for the ending, though. Raw starts. The commentators are talking. Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, and you hear Seth Rollins return. My favorite wrestler right now. Seth Rollins returns. He says he wants to go in the Money in the Bank match. No one knows it better. He says it's Monday Night Raw. Then you hear Damian Priest music hit. He walks out. Little bit of a limp, but we're all glad he's okay. We wouldn't want him to be hurt. He comes out, tells Seth that when he first challenged Seth for the title, when Seth first had it, he was a different wrestler. He was a different man. He wasn't as good as Seth. Now he says he's better. It's his show. Seth's not him anymore. And says to Seth, if you want a title shot at Money in the Bank, I will give you a title shot. He wants to prove that he's better. Seth Rollins, who's going to say no to a title shot, says yes to it. I love Seth. I would love for Seth to win this, which I think he actually might, because when you're thinking about SummerSlam, you think about the title match Gunther will have. You got a match between Damian Priest and Gunther and Seth Rollins and Gunther. In my opinion, the bigger money match, the better match would be Seth Rollins and Gunther, so you go for that one over Damian Priest and Gunther. Damian Priest hasn't been a bad champion. I haven't liked him as much as maybe other people would have been. I just feel like there's something about him in the main title that just doesn't click to me. But I think Seth versus Gunther would be a bigger money match. It would be actually more important for Gunther's career because you got Seth Rollins up here, and then Damian Priest somewhere here. He's not to the level Seth Rollins is. He doesn't have the accomplishments. He doesn't have anything really Seth Rollins has. So, and he didn't win it off of Seth. So, Money in the Bank qualifying match: Io Sky, Kiana James, and Selena Vega. It was alright. Nothing too crazy other than Liv Morgan wearing Dominic Mysterio's purple cow vest, pink, whatever. It kind of looks pink. But he ends. Liv Morgan distracts Selena Vega, which leads to Io Sky winning. It was okay. I didn't see anything too crazy. Chad Gable loses his friends after his match versus Braun Strowman, which he gets completely destroyed in. Chad Gable lost his match, lost all his friends. Carlito beats Dragon Lee. It was okay. I feel like Dragon Lee deserves some win, so he's been losing and losing and losing. It sucks for him, but someone's got to be sacrificed for the story line between Dom and Liv Morgan. So then you have Drew McIntyre came to the ring. That's not in order, by the way, anymore. I'm just saying the stuff that happened. He goes in, he wants to talk about CM Punk, says, screw this company, I quit, and just walks out. Um, that was kind of funny. I know he's not actually quitting; it's quite kayfabe, but hopefully they drag it on a little bit longer than it will be. Because I think if you drag it on for a little bit, CM Punk makes fun of Drew McIntyre for quitting and all that. It'll make it a lot sweeter when he comes back and finally goes after him. Caden Carter and Katana Chance versus Damage Control. I didn't really care about the match too much. I mean, they haven't been really too entertaining. Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. Banger match. Sheamus wins via disqualification because Ludwig runs in. But after the match was my favorite part. Ludwig has Sheamus on the stairs. He does a thing where he goes to run around. They do a view from atop the ring, and you see Braun Breaker just start sprinting. They're sprinting in front of the announce table. Ludwig just starts to slow down because you see Braun Breaker, and he just spears him into oblivion. That was amazing. I think that was a great moment. I think they're really building up Braun Breaker strong. I like how they're doing that. Braun Breaker is going to become a very good competitor, maybe for the world title pretty soon with the way they're building him up. Then Dominic Mysterio tries to get his vest back from Liv Morgan. In my eyes, Dom hasn't folded yet. Dom might fold very soon, but so far, it's just been so funny, which is what's happening between the two. Because you're like, you want your vest back, and you got to take it off. She does the half zip, and then he starts to unzip it, and then Damian Priest comes out and says, "What are you doing, Dom?" And he stops that, and then Priest tells Liv to leave Dom alone, which they've been saying for so long. And he says, "Oh, Dom doesn't want you," and then Liv keeps saying, "Oh, but I think he does." So that storyline's going to be great when Rhea finally comes back, and then she's going to whoop Dom's butt, and then she's going to whoop Liv Morgan. So that's going to be great. Then after that, you had the next day, NXT talking about CM Punk appearing. You say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry was in the Battle Royale for the number one contendership against Trick Williams NXT title. Amazing to see Joe Hendry. I love Joe Hendry. He comes out, gets a cool entrance, everything, goes in the Battle Royale, stands face to face with Ethan Page. Then immediately Ethan gets knocked out because those two are having a feud with, I forgot the other guy's name, but those two are having a feud, so he's out of it. Doesn't get eliminated, technically, so he has a little bit of a talk later. But Joe Hendry, wish he would have stayed a little longer, but I think they're building something up with him. He came out, he walked to the back of the room, and he was saying, "Oh, this is terrible." You can hear the whole crowd cheering "Bull." And he walks up to Shawn Michaels and says, "Oh, Shawn Michaels." He says, "Was it your idea to have everybody in the NXT versus Joe Hendry?" He says he can go on whatever show, whatever time he wants. Just say his name, he'll appear. So I think they're going to do more with Joe Hendry in NXT. Maybe eventually main roster. NXT, I think, for now, because they can put on some cool matches with him. I think it's just good to wait, because Joe Hendry, he has everything he needs to be a star in wrestling. He's got the charisma, he's got the entrance, he's actually not a bad wrestler, but sometimes you can be an okay wrestler, but if you have a lot of charisma, you can make it in WWE. Because WWE is more of like, I think, the storyline-based wrestling, while AEW tries to do the more like 5-star matches, stuff like that. But with appearing, like I said, with CM Punk and Joe Hendry, we have the debut of the Wyatt Six, in my opinion. I mean, some people says Uncle Howdy's return, but it was absolutely crazy. After Jey Uso wins in the main event against Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor, he's doing his dance, he's doing the whole thing, everybody's cheering, then you just see the lights start to go off, you hear everything like through the little staticky stuff, then you hear Shatter, Bray Wyatt's theme song before he passed away, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Everything goes black, the fireflies come out, and then you see the camera just pan to the stage, and you see this door with a light, and then it goes black, and you just see someone crawling out from the door to a lantern that's sitting in the middle of the stage, and she steps up and she just points back to the backstage part. You go there, you start walking in, and then you just see 3 bodies just laying on the floor with just smoke on the floor. You got everything. The theatrics are amazing. And then you see a giant person, just a rabbit mask, which is apparently Eric Rowan. The sister Abigail is Nikki Cross, which is the first person who was crawling in. Then you go in, you see the 3 people on the floor, you see the, I guess, Ramblin' Rabbit, which would be Eric Rowan with the hammer that says help on it, which was really cool. And then you go into the other room, and it's just staticky. You see wires flashing, everything, and just the whole back room. Everybody just got packed up back there. You got Dexter Lumis in the skull, the bird skull, hawk skull, which I think it's Buzzard, something Buzzard, I forgot what it was, but he's on this little thing, perched up, looking around. Everybody's packed up in there. Then you go in the last room, and the first one is the pig, which is Joe Gacy in the pig mask, just standing there. And you look down, and there's just more bodies. And then you see Chad Gable. Just looks like he's dead, looks like he's got a bullet wound in his head, just like he got killed. So right now, on screen, Chad Gable is just dead. You just see that. He's, to the WWE right now, he's just dead. That's what it looked like. He's gone. And then you see Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, who is Bray Wyatt's brother, just standing there, walking around, arms out, just living it, walking through. Everybody's going with him. They walk out to stage. They're all 5 of them are there. The Wyatt Six with the 6 at the end of it. And he picks up the lantern, looks around, says, "We're here," blows out the lantern like Bray Wyatt used to do. I think it was absolutely amazing. There's amazing pictures out there of all of it. The way they handled it was perfect. The people getting packed up on the floor. Chad Gable dead. That one ref or whoever that had the blood splatter behind him on the wall just gone. All of that was amazing. I think hopefully what they try to do with this faction is less supernatural and more just, it's a scary group that'll just beat you up, knock you unconscious, and just win. I hope that's how they do it. But Bray Wyatt, this is all his creation, his mind. They said in his documentary, crazy mind he has, but he has made some amazing stuff. I miss Bray Wyatt so much. I loved him. Rest in peace. I actually teared up a little bit during this, but everything about it was just perfect. The way they handled the smoke on the floor, the costumes are great. The way they brought everything back, it was just perfect. And I think this group is going to be really cool. I even got goosebumps watching it. So everything was just perfect. All I can say is it was perfect. The logo's really cool. So, I don't know what else to say. And then after, Jey Uso did an interview with Kathy Kelly about his win, which he said, he just goes out there, does what he does, it'll help him. He gets to go to Money in the Bank. He's the first one into it. And then they ask him about the Wyatt Six. He's like, "Oh, so you saw the end of Raw too?" And he says how he had the fireflies and it was freaky, and that he thinks that he awakened then. So he's like, "Oh, they can have the fireflies back. Bray Wyatt's family's back. I don't want no smoke. So if they want the fireflies back, they can have it." He's like, "But since the family's back, I got to get out of here." It's like, "You got to get out of here. You got to get out of here too, Kathy," which was an amazing interview. It was hilarious, but Raw was honestly amazing. Seth Rollins, my favorite, coming back. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus was a really good match. The Wyatt Six debuting. so good. There was so many good parts of this Raw. Then the NXT the next day wasn't terrible. It was kind of more of a mid one, but Joe Hendry coming into NXT debut was pretty cool. It wasn't. It was pretty good. The pay per view was really good. So wrestling's been amazing for the past year. Triple H being in the control of creative has been amazing. AEW I don't keep up as much, so I don't want to talk about something I don't understand. I don't know their products, so I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want to offend anyone and talk trash if I'm wrong. So those I might try to watch a few things and talk about it, but I don't really think I will talk about AEW too much. I'll mostly talk about WWE. But yeah, the Wyatt Six debut was absolutely amazing. With that, next week there's supposed to be a triple threat between Braun Strowman, Chad Gable, and Bronson Reed. Is Chad Gable just going to come back and magically be fine? Because he got backed up. It looks like he's dead. It looked like he was dead. So we'll see if he's got a bandage on or he's hurt or something. But if Chad Gable comes back and looks perfectly fine, there might be maybe the debut was it was inside the mind of the Wyatt Six, maybe. I heard Sandy Zapp say that was his idea, which was pretty cool, but I hope they just keep it more of a scary thing. It's less magical. But one, he's got a hard match anyway because Chad Gable's against Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed, but hopefully there's something, he maybe not injured, but he's kayfabe hurt in the match some way, but I want him to win. But with Money in the Bank, there's so many people who can win it this year. But I think everything was great, and hopefully they go off of this debut well because it's probably one of the best debuts we've seen. And if they can build off this well, if they can continue off it and keep it high in people's minds, it'll be great. They can really do something great with this. But that has been it for Wrestling Wednesday on JB Sports with your host, Jonathan Burton. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can keep doing this, and hopefully you guys want to see this. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Goodbye.